I watch a ton of makeup videos and they do this every month for their favorite makeup items, but I'm going to do this every month for my favorite food items. Since I'm a huge foodie and I'm constantly trying new foods, and I want to let you guys know what are the best healthy foods, tasty foods that I've been trying. So hopefully I'm going to be able to structure this with, I'll give you my favorite breakfast, lunch, dinner, and desserts, and beverages in there as well. Foods that I've been loving during the month. I get into these habits where I eat the same food consistently day after day after day for like 3 weeks at a time, and then I'll just switch foods and continue on. So I hope you enjoy. It was oatmeal, overnight oats, so just regular Quaker oatmeal. Pour it with half a serving of coconut milk, just in the carton, not in the can, and which is only like 40 calories. And then with like 10 grams of oatmeal or of almonds on top was my favorite thing to have. So you right at night before you go to bed, do your like I did 20 grams of oatmeal, half a serving of coconut milk, and then about half a serving of almonds, and it was awesome. It was higher in carbs, obviously, and fats because of the coconut milk and almonds, but it was super delicious and really sweet without having a lot of extra sweeteners in it. So that was my favorite breakfast. And then my favorite lunch was definitely egg whites, but first you saute onions, peppers, mushrooms in a pan, pour over your 200 grams of egg whites in the pan, let it cook all the way through, flip it over and cook it so it's a big thick omelet. And then what I love to top it with was sliced up avocados and kale chips. Kale chips were the star of March for me because I don't really like kale. I never really have liked it, but in prep, my creative mind went to, what can we do with kale chips and the air fryer? So at Aldi, they have bags of kale already pre-cut up, washed in a bag and it's organic for under $5. And you just sprinkle in like 2 handfuls, which is about an ounce, of kale into your air fryer. Spray it with some olive oil spray, or I use coconut oil spray because I had extra coconut oil spray because I found it doesn't really work for non-stick pans. The food still sticks to the coconut oil. So I now use the coconut oil to spray on top of food. It gives food a light coconut like scent to it, and without adding any extra fat, and without it being super dried out in the air fryer. And then I sprinkle it on top, this Cajun sauce, or this Cajun spice, and put it in the air fryer at 400 degrees for about 3 to 4 minutes, and they actually start to ping when they're ready. And you can tell because they're super crispy, like they're crunchy when they're ready. And to me, they taste like chips, and you can season them however you want. That's just how I love to do it. And then put the avocado and kale chips on top of the omelet, and that is how I ate it. If you want pictures of that, there's plenty of detailed descriptions, all the macros and how to do it on my food Instagram at Cammy's Cafe. And then for dinner, my tried and true favorite thing that I love to have, it's been a staple for me, is the potatoes. So I bought a French fry slicer, which I'm sure if you've been following me, you hear me talk about it all the time, but it was the best $20 I ever spent. It is a potato slicer off of Amazon, and I can slice a whole bag of baby red potatoes in like 4 minutes, and you just let them rinse in water and then throw them in the oven for 425 degrees or 450 degrees for 20 minutes. Give them a good shake, put them in there for another 20 minutes, and then they're good to go. Or what I like to do to make them extra crispy is put them in the air fryer right before I'm about to eat them. So I'll bulk cook a huge batch of food, and then a huge batch of fries, and then I'll just eat 1 serving, but I'll keep the fries for the next day, and then I'll just reheat them right in the air fryer at a lower temperature just to crisp them back up and get the heat back in there, and they're super crispy. They're also really macro friendly, which is why I like them. They weigh a lot less when you put them in the oven. I don't know if that's cheating, but so it gives you a lot of volume. You can get a huge plate of fries for like only 20 to 25 carbs, which is awesome when you're on prep like me, and 4 weeks out. And then my favorite thing that I literally had every single night for probably the last 4 months, but especially in March, was a grapefruit. Every single time after dinner, I would make use of dessert, and then I would get to like look forward for my grapefruit. So I was eating like a grapefruit a day for probably about 4 months. I've just started to introduce other fruits into my diet and other foods, but definitely March was heavy on the grapefruit. I just love them so much, and I don't know if I'm the only weirdo that like peels my grapefruit like an orange, and then not only that, but peels off the skin as well, just to leave the fleshy part, and you just eat the flesh like one wedge at a time. So you peel off all of the skin in between the individual slices. So I don't cut it in half like you see on like all TV shows and eat it with a spoon. Like that's too messy and I don't get enough. So I like to peel with my hands and like open up each individual slice and then just eat the flesh out of it. So those were my favorite foods for the month of March. Stay tuned to see what I've been eating in April. See you next time.